Hi everyone, today we are making BBBE Buns version 2.0. They are non-shrinking, no sticky top version. I'm Anita from KetogenicWoman.com. I've lost over 125 pounds doing keto and Carnivore, and I'm here to show you how I continue to do it as I try to lose the rest of my weight that I need to lose. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you find what you're looking for here. Check out some of my other videos. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. I couldn't be doing this without you. We made these fantastic buns, and this entire video is one long blooper.
I want to stick a fork in my eye today.
But the buns are worth it.
Well, a lot of this will get pushed out of the way or fall off the counter. Mark.
Okay, this bun is 3 days old. It's been sitting on my counter with the saran wrap over top. It has not shrunk. It is the same size as it was 3 days ago. The top is not sticky. The sides are slightly sticky, but I can't do anything about the sides because I just can't. But this is a huge improvement, and I'm going to show you how I did it. So we're going to make the same recipe. It's pretty much the same recipe. There's only one different ingredient, and it's the baking technique that's different. And I wish I could claim credit for this, but I cannot. One of my subscribers emailed me the other day. Her name is Janine. I hope I have pronounced that correctly. But she emailed me and she said, you have to watch this video. It's a brand new channel. Look at the baking technique. And I looked at that, and I mean, they were making Indigo Neely's butter buns, I think. I think so. Now, I can't do those buns. I mean, they look amazing. Everything she makes is amazing. But some of the ingredients I cannot tolerate. Plus, I'm doing BBBE right now. And so I thought, well, I wonder if those baking techniques that I saw there would work with my 4-ingredient BBBE buns. BBBE stands for beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. If you don't know what that is, I will link down a video that I did recently where I do some meal prep for and a little bit of explanation. Also grab this month's issue or next week's issue. No, July. Sometime in July. There's an issue of Woman's World coming out. You'll see Dr. Ken Berry on the cover talking about BBBE. It doesn't say that on the cover, but that's what he's talking about. I just know it. So you're going to see that. Grab that issue. I'm going to be looking for it as well, and that will explain everything. This bread is compatible with BBBE. All that's in it is egg whites, whole eggs, Redmond salt, egg white powder, and beef bone broth. Okay, so let's get started. I will link the recipe down below. The recipe's been on my website for a while. I've done a previous video on this, but today you're going to see the new techniques. So we need 6 egg whites. I like to use 3 fresh and then the rest carton. I find it just easier to manage because then I can use the leftover egg yolks I put in at the end, and it just works out better. Okay, so I have about 100 milliliters of egg white. I'm hoping there's 100 in here. I mean, you could use 6 fresh egg whites, no problem, and then use the other 3 yolks for something else. So, oh yes, yes. I probably even have a tablespoon left. So there's my egg whites. So it's about 200 mils, 6 large. I'm going to set those aside. Get my eggs out of the way here. So I've been measuring out the dry ingredients in grams. Egg white powder, 42 grams, and I'll switch it over to ounces so that I can tell you what the ounces are. This may be enough, but I'm not sure. Okay, so we had to switch gears. I had my scale out because I normally measure everything in grams, and lo and behold, it didn't work. We changed the battery, still didn't work. So looks like I'll be shopping for a new scale. So I have to rely on cup measurements. Normally I measure out 42 grams of the egg white powder, which is a very scant half cup. So I mean, I can't, it's all I can do. So I'm going to do my best here and see how much we have. I do have another batch here if this is not enough. So yeah, this looks perfect actually. So about that much. It's a scant half cup minus the stuff that poofed out at me. A lot of people ask me, what is your favorite egg white powder? It's the one that I can get and is available to me here in Canada and doesn't cost an arm and a leg. So last time, the other one that I normally get, which comes in the orange can, not available. So I bought this one. It was 2 pounds. It worked out to about 20 bucks a pound Canadian by the time it got to me. That's like so cheap for Canada.
It's a frustrating thing. Don't get me started. Anyways, now I've got no paper towels either. Thank you.
Bone broth powder is the next ingredient. It is 1 scoop or 30 grams. I am just going to have to trust that this scoop is indeed 30 grams. So there we go. And now 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Okay, I have my dry ingredients, the half a cup of egg white powder, the scoop of bone broth powder. Now, instead of bone broth powder, because not everybody has that, you could use gelatin, like a couple of tablespoons, or a couple scoops of collagen. I think the exact measurements are in the printable recipe card below. So I'm going to put those aside for a moment and show you one other thing. This is the pan we're going to use. This is part of the baking technique. In order to keep the shrinkage to a minimum on the buns, this bun pan is the one to go with. It's mesh, it's silicone mesh, and you can see it's like all air. And to get even more air, we're using a rack. You've got airflow going underneath, you've got airflow to the sides. This is the #1 pan to use if you can get this pan, or you already have it and it's sitting in your cupboards. By the way, I learned a really good tip on cleaning it. Now, I just clean mine in the dishwasher afterwards, and somebody once said, well, I don't have a dishwasher, so what should I do? And I didn't know, but now I know. Somebody in my group said that they throw theirs in the laundry. They throw it in with their dish towels. So there you go. Everybody does laundry, right? So you have a way to clean it if you have this one. Okay, so we're going to use that. But first we're going to mix everything up. So I am going to throw my dry ingredients right into the egg whites here. And just mix this up a bit. The egg white powder really can poof up into your face, so I like to mix it a little bit before I go and start whipping. I'm going to start this off on just stir, just to get it incorporated, and then I'm going to turn it up. Okay, I'm going to turn it up all the way to 10, and this will take about 5 minutes. Okay, this looks really good. Okay, I've slowed down the the speed, and I'm going to add in the 3 egg yolks now, one at a time. And it will fall a little bit, just a little. And that's really all I'm going to do. We're just incorporating it. Okay, so the oven is set to 325. The batter is ready. We're going to use the entire batch to make these 8 large buns, or large-ish buns. I have one more tip to show you. Now, I started to tell you before about this new YouTube channel. So Janine sent me an email and told me to watch it. And they were making Indigo Neely's bread. Oh, I didn't quite get those egg yolks mixed as well as I should have. This new YouTube channel, let's get back to them. It's called Low Carb Spin. And it is so new that I cannot tag them. YouTube only allows you to tag a channel that has a certain number of subscribers, and they are brand new. They have some subscribers. So I'm gonna have their channel sitting on the screen. Also, I will have the link to the video where I learned these tips. Now they're making a totally different bread. They're making, you know, a bread that has yeast and 15 ingredients pretty much. This has 4 ingredients, but their baking technique still seems to have worked for me. Just go watch them, and because I can't tag them, it would be great if you said, hey, Anita over at Ketogenic Woman told us about you, because they'll have no idea where these people are coming from and why all of a sudden they're getting, you know, views and subscribers and things. So yeah, just let them know that we see them and we're thinking about them and we're sharing what they do, and to keep doing what they're doing. I think it's awesome. I think they're going to do well. So let's help them do that. I want to try to get as much of this batter as I can. I'm going to smooth out the tops. Now they put their batter in a plastic bag and squeezed it out and all that stuff. But like I said, they were making a completely different bread. I really just wanted to show, I've got one more tip that I'm going to be showing you, so stay tuned here. We've done the proper pan on the rack tip. I am sort of flattening these out to get all the air bubbles out, if there are any air pockets in here. There probably are, the way I was doing this. So we're going to get them all out, make these nice and flat. And I want to get them in the oven as soon as possible because this poor batter has been through the works here. Okay, so I'm going to put these in the oven. They're going in 325, 15 minutes, and then I'm going to put an egg wash on them. So I'll see you in the next segment. Okay, here are the buns at the 15-minute mark. Some are bigger than others, but that's me. So the egg wash is simply a beaten egg. That's it. So beat an egg, take the buns out at 15 minutes and brush them really well so that they're covered with the egg wash. Then they are going to go back in. I am going to sprinkle some salt, and I want caraway buns today. I'm sorry, I need caraway buns. Sprinkling caraway and a little bit of salt on top. And then they are going to go back in 8 to 10 minutes. So, you know, that'll depend on your oven. But these 2 tips from Low Carb Spin really made these BBE buns better for me. So I hope they do the same for you. I'm really enjoying them. Okay, so there's my caraway. I'm just gonna kind of lightly Sprinkle them. And usually I do garlic salt on top. Like the Redmond's comes in a garlic salt. You could do a seasoning salt. You don't have to do any salt. You know, do whatever you like. And back in 10 more minutes. All right, the buns are out. They were in the oven for another 10 minutes at 325, and I've been letting them cool here for about 5 minutes or so. Beautiful color, love it. So I'm just going to, actually I think I can just peel them out. Oh, look at that. Now I did spray this, but it was a really light spray. So maybe next time I'll spray them just a little bit more. But it is coming off. That's why I like to use this. Okay, so look at that. I mean, that's thick enough that it could be sliced in half. Nice color on the top. So I want to give this a try. I'm gonna try slicing it in half. This is like my last choice in knife, but look at that. I love the softness of this particular bun. Like I said, only 4 ingredients. Gotta love that. Let's see if we've got some butter here somewhere. I want a piece with the caraway seeds. So good. I'm going to take these on my trip. Okay, so that is it. They turned out soft and fluffy. They are brown on top. They're not going to go sticky on top. They did shrink down slightly while they were baking and cooling, but all of the buns do that. But they're not going to shrink any more than what you see here. So these should be sliceable for the next couple of days. So all the links are going to be below. Low carb spin. Thank you ladies so much for these tips that have made the BBE buns better. And looking forward to more good stuff from you guys. And I will put other links down below, the printable recipe card for the BBBE buns, and for my last video where I did some BBBE meal prep, and whatever other relevant links I think of, I'll throw them all down below. And this will be the last. I mean, there's going to be other videos coming up, but I'll see you guys after I get back from Alberta. So we'll talk to you soon.
This is a huge improvement, I think, and I'm going to show you how This is a huge improvement, and I'm going to show you how I did it. So we're going to. Oh, is it action yet? Action. That's it. So I'm so excited. I'm going to knock my glass bowl off the table. Yeah. Let's get a red towel. I think my battery must be dying because it's jumping around between 42 and 43 and 44. And hang on, I'm just going to zero this out. Yeah, my battery is going. But that's beside the point. People ask me, what is your favorite bone broth powder? The old one, or not bone broth powder. Oh my God. Start over. Episode 157. Episode 157. BBBE Buns 2.0. Oh man. Scene 3A. Mark. Did they be getting this today? No, absolutely not, but now we're almost done. Thrown off kilter by the lack of a battery, or not even. Anyways, and now a 1/4 teaspoon salt. Actually, I think it's 1/8 of a teaspoon. I can't remember them off the top of my head. I should learn to print out my own recipe. I can't remember them off the top of my head. I can always add more salt. Can't take it away, so I went with 1/8. To get the buns, spreading powder around. This mesh bun pan. I was trying to shorten the word. Pan and bun, yeah. On the buns, to prevent the buns from shrinking, in order to keep the shrinkage to a minimum. So the rack in the pan, the mesh pan on the rack, that's pan and bun, yeah. Where's my little humid thing? Now I know. Wait, how humid is it in here today? A miracle, I need a miracle. It's a little humid. Now it's 59. Now I know. 60. I don't know what's going on. You know what, can we just scrap a miracle? This whole thing about the humidity. It's also a little bit humid in here. It's gonna be a miracle if this turns out today. Not had a good day here. It really does work there, but I have one bun as evidence. If everything could go wrong, it would go wrong. Poor batter has been through the works here. This is going to be a problem if we start having spammers calling us. My bread knife is in the dishwasher. I'm going to try with the dangerous knife.
That was really distracting.